Okay, so when you open your new calendar and morning meeting kit, you are going to be in PowerPoint. You can also use this in Google Slides, and that version is available in your download as well. So you're going to want to be in edit or regular mode of PowerPoint, and you know that you're in edit mode because you can see these slides over here. If you want students to just focus on the main slide that you're on, simply grab right here and you can make it really small, and then using your mouse, you can zoom in on the slide that you're on. So this is the first slide when you open your file. It's a great preview, and at the end of the month, go back and review everything you've learned about December. These boxes are editable. Any of the editable boxes, the fonts will not be matched for you. You can only use the fonts that are already installed on your PowerPoint program. I include a link to download the fonts that I use if you want to match them in your files, and they are all free for personal use. All the fonts that are in the background as well as the pictures are not editable, so you won't be able to change those. This slide is a great way to track all of your student birthdays for the month. These are the editable boxes, and again, if you want to use the fonts that I use, you'll have to download and install them. These are the morning meeting slides. I show one slide each morning, and then we discuss as a class. It's a great way to do think, pair, share, and then we talk and discuss as an entire class. There are editable slides as well included, and instructions for those to add your own photos and text are included as well. Then we move on to calendar. You can just click this button here. You may have to right click depending on if you're Mac or PC, and then click hyperlink and open, and then that will take you to our calendar. All of these pieces are draggable, so you can drag and drop the pieces. And then this makes it really great because you can use this calendar year after year. Then you can also drag and drop like student birthdays, holidays, no school days. And if you want, you can zoom in and talk about whose birthday it is or what holiday it is. Then we move on to our December song. This is a great way to teach your students how to spell each month.
D-E-C-E-M-B-E-R, December. Lots of sweets and candy and treats, maybe hot chocolate too.
So we just sing that song once each day, and by the end of the month, all your students will be able to spell December. Then we move on to the weather. It's so nice to have all of these songs embedded right on the slides.
What's the weather? What's the weather?
Then I drag and drop this piece and then type here in the box. And again, since this text is part of the background, it will be matched for you. The editable boxes will not be matched for you. Here is our weather graph. These are all draggable, and then we save it each day and add to it, and then watch our bar graph fill up for the month. And that is why this next slide is going to remind you to then save your calendar. All of the slides we've done so far, you're going to want to save so you can add to the pieces each day. But after this slide, you will not want to save your calendar again, and you will see why. You will want the pieces to go back to their original spot each day. So for example, on this slide, we play the song.
Every week has 7 days. Every week has 7 days.
And then it goes through the days of the week. So then if today is Monday, yesterday was Sunday, tomorrow will be Tuesday. So when you're done with this slide, you're not going to want to save, because that way when you open tomorrow, all the pieces will already be back for you, which is really great. So then on the next slide, you can go, if today is Monday, then we'd sing the Monday song.
Today is Monday. Today is...
This slide is great for typing the date. So if you wanted to type today is Wednesday, December 5th. Okay, and so say your text box was doing just that. All that means is you're just going to want to grab your text box on the side and pull it so it's longer, and then it will all fit on one line. And then you can type the year and then the date as well. Then we sing the months of the year. You can just click play.
January, February, March, and April.
This next slide is a great way to check in on your students each day to see how they're feeling.
How do you feel today?
And I love that it teaches students to put the how they're feeling to these emotion words. It takes like 3 or 4 minutes each day. And another activity you can do is just poll your class and say, who feels excited today? And if 4 students raise your hand, you can just type 4 and go all the way across. And then the sentence frame takes it another step further, and you can just have, like, say, Hudson feels excited today. And so these 2 boxes are editable. Then we do how many days we've been in school. So I type here, if we've been in school for 67 days, I would drag and drop this and say, oh, it's an odd number. Drag out your base 10 blocks and then do one more, one less. And then we do the exact same thing on this side. We say, we have been in school for 67 days. And then I would drag 6 10 frames and then 7 ones. Finishing the pattern, I like to drag and drop the first few pieces, and then students have to figure out what the pattern is, and then they can help you finish. You can count by tens each day.
10, 20, 30.
And the same thing by counting by fives. This month we added new songs to practice the 5 2D shapes that we teach in kindergarten.
A triangle has 3 sides. A triangle has 3 sides.
So after you play that, you can discuss and talk about real life triangles that students recognize. And again, these are included for all 5 of the main shapes. Down here, we actually talk about the attributes of each of these 5 2D shapes. The arrows can be dragged and dropped as well, so students are more familiar with what a side and a corner is. This is a great check for understanding. They can drag and drop the names of each of these shapes. We are working on one more, one less using a number line.
Let's play a game. Let's play a game.
So you can drag and drop the little reindeer and let's say one more than 6, and then okay, so you start on 6. What's one more than 6? And you can have him hop up to the 7. Same for one less. This month we are also practicing a new skill of how many more to make 10. You can like drag, let's say 3 snowflakes, and then you'll ask your students how many more to make 10. So I would type 3 here, and then you want students to recognize, well, they know that this bottom line is 5, so we could say 5, 6, 7, and then you would fill in the 7 here. This slide practices addition. So if you drag, let's say, 2 red ornaments to this tree and 1 yellow ornament to this tree, and then you could type 2 plus 1, and then students can tell you the answer is 3. This practices the exact same thing. You drag and drop the candles, and we do one letter each day. So if today our letter is B, I would say what picture starts with B? It's the baseball, so you drag and drop the baseball. To sounding out CVC words, we would do one each day, and if I wanted to drag and drop the bug, we would sound out bug and then type here in the box. And these are also movable, editable, if you want to use different fonts. Then this slide is for practicing sight words. You can practice as many as you'd like each day. And then the last slide is your lunch count for the day.